what we're doing is calling God a liar. And that is the truth of the matter. But what Isaiah referenced is Genesis 12:3. And he's not wrong that this verse is about God blessing Abraham. But here's the thing. This verse is actually only the beginning of the covenant. And you can't stop at Genesis 12 and build a theology from one verse. The actual covenantal structure, though, that God made with Abraham shows up in Genesis 15, and this part matters a lot. And the first reason that's a huge deal is that in ancient covenant making, both parties would walk through the animal pieces in like a figure eight. And that was like saying, if I break this agreement, may I end up like these animals. But here, what's important to note is that only God passes through. What this means is that God is binding himself, and Abraham doesn't have an active role in this covenant at all. The covenant is actually unconditional, and it's based upon God's promise, not Abraham's obedience. God made a literal, land-based, eternal, and unconditional covenant with Abraham and his descendants. And if we now say that this covenant has been spiritualized, or it's been canceled or nullified, or put any other word in there that chops it out, then we're not just redefining Israel. What we're doing is calling God a liar. And that is the truth of the matter. And that, to me, is the biggest, I would say, danger. It's not a strong, it's a strong word, and I think it's appropriate, but that's the biggest danger with replacement theology, covenant theology, fulfillment theology, again, whatever you call it. If God can cancel his covenant with Israel, this is the big thing. Then he can cancel his promise of salvation to you, the covenant he made. But praise God, we know he won't, because Hebrews says his promises are what? Immutable. And God is not a man that he should lie, which is in the book of Numbers.